Hey, fishing friends. Welcome back to Wind Against Tide, episode number 119. A big show tonight. We have got Suraj. He's back from the Montebello's. Captain, good to have you here.
Thank you, Joey.
We've got Lachie O'Reilly. He's really good at fishing.
Appreciate it, Joe. Good to be back.
And we got Mark Haley on board as well. The fellas got stuck into the tuna action last week. We're going to hear all about them. But first, out of the blocks, Suraj, you made it back in one piece. I'm happy to hear that. First of all, tell us about the Montebello Islands.
Well, before I start talking about the Montebello Island trip, I'd like to thank the organizers and starting from the team who organized all this thing, from hookup, beat, and tackle. Glenn and Sean were there. So they were there to make our life comfortable. And then special thanks to the team at Blue Lightning Charters. They were absolutely amazing people. Always there to help you. Always there to make your life comfortable and help you reach your goals, whatever fishing target you have. And the food was awesome. So the team at um, um, Blue Lightning Charter, I'd like to thank all of them.
No, that's beautiful. That's good, Suraj. And what were some of your fishing goals going into this trip that you'd been waiting so long for? Did you have some fish that especially you wanted to catch?
Well, I did.
And did you reach them?
Okay. Well, I did enjoy the trip and had lots of fun, good company, good food. I wanted to catch GT, but I wasn't successful in landing that fish. But I did manage to catch some awesome other fishes.
Oh, mate, you got heaps of cool other fish. Yeah, I've got your photo reel right here. That is a beautiful swordfish there. I mean, swordfish, sailfish. Sorry,
Good one, Joey.
I can't get over the one I caught from earlier this year. But yeah,
all about.
That's a beautiful sailfish. Can you tell us a little bit about this fish here, Suraj?
Yeah, that was a special fish. That was the first sail for me, and how sort of they try and land them. It's not like marlin. You have a rig is very tight, so sort of the tension at the moment in the beginning is very light.
Was this trolling or on the bait?
No, you troll. You put some teasers out, and when you get a bite, then you put the bait out, and then the fish will grab your bait.
So you're teasing up the sailfish.
Yeah. Yeah. So and then when the fish grabs, you have your tension very light, and then you slowly start tightening once because you want the hook to penetrate slowly, and they do have a softer sort of mouth.
Beautiful. and you did also I got to say this, Suraj, you did a little bit of jiggy.
Yeah, we did a lot of jiggy and jiggy. Yeah,
tell me about your jiggy.
Oh, while doing jiggy, we did pull out a lot of fish. That's red emperor. That's your cobia, the usual ones. Spanish emperor. I don't even know most of the coral trout. And there was a fish that was looking blue. I don't know what the name of that fish is. They have a lot of species out there. It's hard for us to remember those. Like sometimes it looks the same, but they call it red throat emperor or something like that.
Yeah.
So yeah, man.
There's a beautiful coral trout as well.
Thank you. Yeah, that was a beautiful coral trout.
And you're such a beautiful man, Suraj. He's brought us in some frozen fillets to try. So I'm looking forward to it because I'm just eating nothing but fish and chicken at the minute. So yeah, I'm lucky. 2 weeks ago I got Murray cod given to me, which was bloody unbelievable. And now I've got a reef bonanza.
Absolutely, my well, there's well, I didn't get the mackerel for you because, but I did get like what is that? Red emperor, coral trout, uh, what's rankin, cobia, and I don't remember another one.
And like I don't know if you blokes have had Spanish mackerel. Have you guys had
Mm.
Spanish
Yeah, it's
mackerel
lovely.
before?
Yeah, yeah.
What do you think of it?
Unbelievable.
Beautiful. Yep.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, Emperor's better, I believe personally, but the Spanish is very nice.
Yeah, yeah, and I absolutely agree with you, Rocky. Out there, there was one night, sort of the crew prepares all the fish that we've caught, all
Yeah.
different kind. So you've got a Spanish mackerel, you've got your coral trout, you've got a rankin, cobia, etc., etc. And sort of like it's like a fish tasting, kind of
Yeah,
a meal.
definitely.
And I found red emperor to be well, personally, to be the right at
Yeah,
the top.
perfect.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah.
his words to me exactly was the Spanish mac was at the bottom of the barrel.
Ah.
That's
Going
saying a
well
lot.
If, yeah, going
Yeah.
well if that's the bottom of the barrel.
Yeah, I know. It's unbelievable. And how long? So how many nights were you away fishing for? And look, it looks like you had beautiful weather, by the way.
Uh, I think we fished there for maybe six nights. Yes, yeah,
Yep.
7 nights. I think. Yeah,
Yeah, beautiful.
yeah. Because I didn't realize. I mean, you didn't know whether it's Monday or Tuesday. Once you reach there, you don't get the connection, or you get the no reception on and off. Sort of, and you're getting up in the morning at sort of 6:30, having breakfast by 7:30. You're already sort of heading off for some fishing, and by the time you come, you're exhausted to have dinner and do a little bit of a dance, and then go to sleep, and next day again.
Have a little bit of a wrestling match.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely.
What happened to your foot?
Yeah, I just
You hurt your foot. You poor bugger. You're limping in here today. What happened?
Oh, I just hit my toe into something. So yeah.
Maybe that's a story for another day.
Yeah.
What was the go with the reception with it coming in and out?
Oh yeah, the reception, the crew out there in the they told us in the beginning that it's wind dependent. So depend on the wind and wind speed, I suppose.
Yeah, right.
So the first night I was so happy. I called my wife. There's a reception, but it's again like it breaks off again. You have to call, and
Yeah.
you can't do any FaceTime or something like that. It's
Yeah.
not that strong. But then there were, I think, 3 days there was no reception. So my wife was panicking a bit, thinking of calling the crew out there. And then I also had my mate Reese. So his wife and my wife, they know each other, and they're sort of they speaking. Have you spoken to
Yeah.
and they were so. But the thing is that we had to let them know that if the wind goes, starts picking up, then there may not be any reception. Yeah.
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 Wow. Well, Suraj, that was absolutely fantastic. We appreciate you always
you.
taking your time out and coming to see us. Are you getting excited for the snapper season coming up?
Absolutely, man. I think I was talking with Captain Dave, and maybe this time the snapper season could start a bit early because sort of like last podcast, he was telling us that he feels a bit snappery, and I think we're gonna have a good snapper season this time.
When will you start targeting the snapper from the rocks?
Well, this time I'm just sort of I'll just target the prime time and go for that 95 plus. That's so instead of sort of putting your energy. So when you start aging a bit, you start becoming a bit wise, and you sort of or less try to put less energy and get more output.
So in November, you're going to go really hard?
Late October, early November, yeah. I'd
Mm.
say, yeah.
That sounds pretty good.
Yeah, I might book a place somewhere around Phillip Island and invite you guys, man.
You wouldn't? You don't think Port Phillip Bay for your big snapper? I'd be saying Port Phillip Bay.
Yeah, you're
What do
giving
you
away
reckon?
your secrets.
It is possible, but like it's just a self-confidence thing.
Yeah.
Like you have to have a confidence. It's not
From the
even
land.
just from the boat, man. Like sometimes Dave says, "Oh, I'm not getting any fish except 7 kilos." Well, then in that case, we don't come with any snapper bag. Like,
Yeah. What
Yeah.
a bad problem to have. I hate that.
Yeah, 7
Yeah,
kilo
yeah.
snapper, pesky
Yeah.
things.
No,
Move
he
on.
has said, "Oh, we are only taking 7 kilo plus." So then,
Yeah.
Yeah, very good. All right, Suraj, we'll let you go. We thank
Yeah.
you for coming
Thank
on.
you,
We,
guys.
Yeah.
we do have Dave standing in the studio. He is
Oh,
hiding in a
welcome
corner.
back.
Wake up, Dave.
I'm super subbing back in. Oh, crap. I'm pulling the studio down with me.
Yeah, good.
There we
Thank
go.
you.
Yeah. Welcome back, Dave Standing,
Thank
to the
you,
microphone.
Captain.
Look at that.
Thank you, Captain Suraj, for keeping my seat warm for me. It's a very hard act to follow. Glad you had a fantastic holiday. Thank you for the fish. Safe travels home. Maybe pour the rest of that red wine out. On with the show, though, and goodbye, Suraj. Unless you want to hang around. You're welcome to
Yeah,
hang
you can pull up a seat if you like.
See you, mate.
As Joey has mentioned, we are joined in studio by Lachie O'Reilly and Mark Hales. So another introduction to you boys.
Yes.
How are you enjoying your
Absolutely.
podcasting experience so far?
Oh, very good.
Very easy so far.
Riveting.
Haven't
I
it?
actually really was enjoying
It was
watching
good. Yeah.
from over there. Quite enjoyed that.
Sounds like quite the trip.
Yeah, definitely.
Really does. So Joey, I think was talking to Lachie earlier in the week, and the suggestion was made to get you boys on because you've had a very good fishing experience. I think it was last Tuesday.
Yeah. Was it
Yep.
Tuesday? Yeah, it
Yeah,
was.
Tuesday.
Yep.
Yep.
Walk us through it, gentlemen. Tell
Yeah.
us all about it.
Take it away,
Spare
Nick.
no
Take it away.
details.
It's pretty, yeah. So I think it was Monday night. I think Lachie might have got a bit of mail and
He's good at getting
He
mail,
get-
isn't
he
he?
gets the
Yeah,
mail and-
he's mailman.
he loves mail.
He's like one of those truffle dogs
Oh,
that
that's
sniff
pig-
out the pigs.
So he anyway he picked up the phone and I think he called the best fisherman he knew and said,
And then
"Look,
he
do-
didn't answer, and then I called Mark.
No, he didn't. He said no, and then he called the best looking fisherman and he said no.
Or was it a question of who could get out of work the next day?
I think it might have
well.
been that. Well, no, then I think he called the funniest fisherman he knew. He said no, and then he called me and I said, "Mate, I can't say no 4 times. Let's go fishing." So off we went, and it was an absolute blinder of a morning. We
Yeah, did well.
came across them very, very early. We sort of started marking around probably about 8 o'clock, wasn't it?
8:30
Yeah,
or something,
8:30, yeah. So it was good to try and get out there and sort of be in that hot spot very early, which looked very promising. But as we know with fishing, it doesn't always pan out that way straight away. So
Where'd you depart from?
Sorrento.
Sorrento. So
yeah.
nice and is that local to you, Mark?
It
Or-
is, yeah. Oh, we got a holiday house down there, so it's been probably a bit of a home port, but a bit of a bucket list item to try and.
Dave, keep a note of that.
Yeah, so I was
Holiday.
just thinking that. That's very handy.
Sorrento.
Yeah, it's a
Yeah.
beautiful place, but to
You-
try and
you there all the time? Or?
it's always under security and locked up.
Excellent.
But so to go out from there was pretty special because we've obviously chased them for quite a while, and I have, and me and my good mate Dean, I think we're up to about 16 trips now, and it's been one of those things that
Do you count your trips with your mates?
well when they start getting that high and you start worrying about how much you're going through trying to put your life on hold, and the phone calls and the tears to Rodney Gillum and Christine, and I think she's even giving me crap on the way home these days. But the calls to Lachie and messages to you guys. But to finally come across one, it was fantastic.
Yeah, so Joe started sending messages through because I think he'd been chatting to one of you and
Yeah,
It was Mark.
yeah.
Mark, and there was some ripping videos of some great life out there, and I was getting updates throughout the day. So how did the day look from your perspective?
Yeah, so pretty much as Mark said, as soon as we got out there, like we found some life straight away, just out the front of the heads pretty well, and deployed the lures. And first pass bang, we had 5 barrels under the boat, which is pretty exciting. Good start to the day. And then as the day progressed, there was just workups everywhere we went, to be honest. Finding fish here and there under certain ones. And then as the day progressed, it was just harder and harder. We're like, surely we're gonna get a bite eventually. And
There's some nice gannet funnels up on your screen right now.
Yeah, so we had some amazing work up, especially we had a lot of dolphins working on them as well. And obviously the whales that we had to keep away from at certain times. But yeah, there was plenty of life going on that day, which was good. There was a lot of fish caught or hooked earlier in the week, a bit further down the coast. But yeah, we seemed to find them a bit to ourselves as well, which really helped probably get the bite later in the afternoon when we finally looped back to that area and put the last couple of hours of daylight into it, and yeah, got the bite pretty well as we called lures in. The rod took off. So
there's a lesson in that persistence, isn't it?
100%.
Don't go home. Yep.
Sunrise, sunset. That's barrel fishing. For
It is.
sure.
Yeah, 100%.
That's we at any point like broken thinking it's not going to happen.
Yes.
Like after started the morning like seeing everything that you wanted to see.
Yeah.
That confidence that you're full, is at its all time when you're seeing gannets, we saw seals, we saw dolphins, as Lachie said, we saw whales, we saw just so much action on the sounder, so like walls of bait and fish below it. We thought, look, this is going to come. This is happening. This is happening. That was 8:30. We hooked up at 20-5. So your level of confidence does start to dissipate, and all of a sudden, and it was literally a couple of dolphins that we'd seen. Way less sort of action and workups than that we've been driving over. That it was just turn the boat in the right direction. And I actually thought Lachie had just done the old trick of just flicking the drag free spool. I thought, oh yeah, you got me. And he's like, get over here, we are on. So
this is the thing with trolling. You never actually quite know what's the thing you're going to drive over that's going to bring the fish on. I've heard people say literally they saw 2 gannets and they've caught barrels off that. You just said 2 dolphins, 2 seals. Like,
yeah, you don't need much.
Well,
No, I reckon I've had majority of my big tuna bites off not on the bait ball at all. Normally in between it or off not much. So
especially when you're heading towards it, you're 100 meters away from it, the rigger takes off.
Yeah, definitely. Have we got a photo? Oh, so you guys obviously hooked up and fought a beautiful fish. So anything that happened during the fight that was good?
The rigger took off. Obviously, it was on 24 kilo line, one of Mark's rods, which I laughed at him as soon as we hooked up and said, "Good luck, you'll learn a lesson from this fish." But yeah, it took a big white dingo, and then I think it was a stubborn fish. We ended up having one gaff Mark had on board, so we had to make the call for a couple of boys to come over, and I think it was Dylan and Rabib came over and showed us a couple of gaffs. And then it was able to, once we got them on board, we really attacked the fish pretty hard and got him up in about an hour and 10 minutes on 24 kilo, which is pretty good. Racing that sun down as we didn't want it to get dark, and then issues happen after that.
Smashed by dolphins in the middle of all that as well. We just had pods coming through, flicking the line, and I think that was probably a bit of motivation to go above the button a bit and try and just get it up because we
have to 100%.
It's now or never.
You've got to get it up.
Yeah, and that we did.
That's my life.
Yeah,
life motto.
But as Lachie said, we were only one gaff, so Dylan to sacrifice his afternoon fish, the afternoon bite to come booting. They were down sort of Torquay way or whatever, so they've come a fair way up to where we were, sort of outside the heads, and it's pretty reassuring to know that you've got people on the water that look after each other. And I sent him a nice message the day after, but can't thank him enough for. We wouldn't have got it on with just what I had, so yeah, pretty important.
So there's a photo up on our screens there, and absolutely beautiful fish. Now,
had great colours.
Beautiful.
Yeah,
late afternoon,
fish.
glowing in the late afternoon light. So
and the race back in after that. Some good photos, and back to Mark's homemade gantry at home.
So I've got a bit of a gantry, bit of a hoist set up, and the scales, and sort of knew the day was coming. I'd sort of planned for it. I don't want to sound like one of those people with their, their vision boards, but I'm not that sort of weirdo. But I just thought, bugger it, if I get one, I want to know what it goes. And
of course,
it's like Noah's Ark. He built that boat before it started raining.
Yeah, exactly. So you've got to be prepared. I've been sending photos to any and every fisherman saying one day something's going to be hanging off it, and finally it did. And the scales just kept going up. I was able to. Lachie jumped on the we just FaceTimed each other sort of thing as it was coming up on the scales, and his eyes were getting wider and wider as those numbers kept growing. But it sort of peaked at that 142.7, I think it was. So
Yeah, it's
it was,
awesome.
Yeah,
Big fish.
for a first one.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
May as well retire now.
That's what we said to him as well. Yeah.
There has been talk of that. I've got plenty of mates that have worked just as hard. That I'm happy now that they watch them load up and get their first one now.
So what's your vessel, Mark, that you're fishing out of there?
So you may have, or you probably wouldn't have seen it at Bermagui when we were up there. It was that tiny
Between
little
the waves.
that tiny little speck between those big boats in the harbour that I think you guys took the mickey out of me for an earlier
legendary.
podcast. But it's a yellowfin southerner, so 7.6. So it's more than capable. I've been pretty impressed with it, to be honest. But for a plate boat,
What's the boat called? What's the name?
Watermark.
Watermark.
Yeah. So.
Well, I think it was just we were taking the PISS at Burmy because you booked a berth that was meant for one of those 70-foot sport fishers.
Absolutely, it was
For the old Watermark.
I think
That's
you
showing
kicked out the
confidence.
70-footer, I
Yeah,
think.
we kicked it
out.
Rolled in there.
Yeah, just muscle in with all those as as Rodney said, you got to rub shoulders with the best to get the best, and we sort of we were little bit embarrassed backing into that and thought we could actually go in, turn around, and hop off rather than backing into it. But nonetheless, we managed that, and that was a good trip in itself as well.
Yep. You got to think like a big boat, catch the
right.
big fish.
Correct.
So, Lachie, you've had a pretty good bluefin tuna season. What's the stats? Hit us with the stats.
Yeah, we're on, I think today was our 7th trip for the season. We've caught 5, or 8th trip, and got 5. So we got one pretty well first trip with Josh Stoll, and then went out in my boat the following day, got another one, and then went out the day after that, and we got the weekend after that, and got a double hookup. Both.
Is this local?
Yeah, all local. Yeah, so I haven't
There you
even
go.
gone to Portland once this year, which has been really good.
Apollo Bay?
All down like Inverloch, like
Woo.
heads to Inverloch to Phillip Island, and Port Phillip obviously with Mark's one as well.
That's
But
impressive.
yeah, to do it all locally, like especially obviously I got the house at Inverloch, so it's local to me. To do it
Dave,
all out
What are we
here.
doing
Dave-
wrong, Joe? We're the only
I
one that have
know.
holiday
Dave-
houses.
Keep a note.
Yeah, I know, that's it.
Inverloch, Sorrento.
But to do it all in like your backyard and locally, like the expense to go to Portland, Port Mac, which we've always done earlier in the years and stuff like that, we're saving a lot more money. We're fishing a lot longer, and you don't have to drive 6 hours home, so you feel a lot better.
Well, you could have got a smaller boat, then you probably could have done
Yeah,
quite
true.
a lot of Portland trips.
But then we like to fish rough weather as well. So
it means more
Can
when
I-
they're closer.
and the heater, that's been a
I'm just gonna say what's on my mind. What's it like launching out of Inverloch and going into the ocean? I always hear people getting trouble there.
Yeah, like the bar's notorious, very shallow, and especially the inlet, like the sandbars in there just to navigate to get out, move every month. That's really, really shallow at the moment. Like I think, on your big low tides, you can't launch till there's a 0.6 low. Normally, if there's anything more, like today was a 0.1 at Sorrento, like I wouldn't be able to launch. So there's very dictated on the times where you can get out there.
And for those who don't know, what boat have you got?
A Bass Strait 24 with the big O'Reilly down the side of it, if you don't notice.
So to be on that boat going out of Inverloch, that's Lockie's perception of how it actually goes. But I can tell you, we went out the other week and for a gummy, and I think on the first wave we lost all the sinkers. They went straight down the back of the boat, and Neil Cooper was on his hands and knees trying to pick them up, and then Lachie backed off the throttle a little bit, and we thought, all right, cool, we're just going to coast on out here. I think as we cleared the third set, doing about 70 or 80 Ks over the top of these waves, propped totally out of the water and came crushing down. He only stopped to turn up the radio once and then just straight out, full noise.
So you've answered my question. So you occasionally it's difficult to get in and out? Would it be fair to say?
Yeah, definitely. I wouldn't recommend doing it at all, to be honest.
No, that's what all you locals say.
Yeah, but like
Stay
so
away.
many people come on Stark, like I don't want the responsibility personally, but like you get a good day, you get low swell and like a nice, plenty of water on the bar, like it's definitely crossable. But yeah, whenever you got say over a meter and a half swell and you got a bit of current ripping out, they really stand up. You really want to know where you're
Breaking on
going.
the way out, weren't they?
Yeah.
So throughout your season, including obviously the trip with Mark, it's because a lot of people have found it pretty hard this year.
Yeah,
The
it
fish
definitely
have
has been hard for sure.
Everything's been moving around a lot. So what have you found to be the few things that have probably given you the edge over the?
Definitely. Word of mouth on the water always helps, but I reckon just doing the kilometers. Like, I'm not putting in the lures till I found the life that I'm happy with. I'm doing 200. Like today, we did 280 k's on the water. Like, yeah, we found him at the end. We didn't get a hook up, but that's the way it goes.
Where'd you start today?
We launched at Sorrento and then ended up launching at Stony after a half day, and
Jeez.
came back in just before the.
And what'd you see
podcast.
out of Stony?
And
And where were you?
Yeah, just a little bit of life, some whales and dolphins. A lot of bait actually out there at the moment, though. It's looking really good. Hopefully, more fish move in on that as well.
You know
Come
how
down
they
the
like
coast.
say fishermen are cagey. Lachie is the definition of it. I think.
No, I'm
You got-
good. Are you
Cagey,
serious?
cagey.
Yeah, we're getting the results, Dave, so it's all good.
Yeah.
Well, there's like I'm guessing there's nothing out of Port Phillip today for you.
Nah, no, we went out there and like obviously, as we said, we caught fish last week
Yeah.
down there, and yeah, it was completely dead today. So it's just being adaptive and just backing yourself, doing the kilometers, like moving around, do the miles, get the smiles.
It's
That's what they
a
say.
week to week proposition, really.
Yeah, like we followed one patch today in an hour. We did 8Ks.
Yeah.
Like you just got to be on top of them. Like they move so much. Like those fish could be down the bottom of the prom tomorrow. Like if they really want to get going, but yeah, you just got to be adaptive and really just just do your whole tank of fuel and just back yourself. I'm going to blow that in the day and just see where you go.
So nearly every time we talk about tuna, we get questions about what's the ideal spread is. So
Yeah.
generally, I always say, it's whatever you have confidence in. But what's a Lachie really spread look like?
So my go-to spread this year, obviously, spreader bar, shotgun straight down the end with a bullet attached to it, Paris color ideally with a pink spreader bar. Then my local spread that's been working better for me, I got a bullet in the rigger, like a heavier weighted bullet. Your dingo on the long rigger, and then as you come into your corner, they've got big Pakula, medium sprocket. In an Evil Angel, and then I've even started running like a littler bullet in the corner, or you can even mix it up with a diver. But I haven't really had much luck personally with divers. I haven't even caught a fish on it or had a bite. So I've literally run skirts over the top of the divers, and the fish will come up and eat the skirt every time. So now I'm just running 2 skirts, and that's what we got the double on.
We might touch on divers a little bit later.
Yeah.
What about you, Mark?
Mate, I just do whatever Lachie tells. No, I follow that. But then, we were with ours. We were fortunate enough unfortunate enough to see a fair big bust up in the distance. So we sort of gunned it pretty hard and lost the spreader bar. So that was early on. So that was a few $100 with a couple $100 lure attached. So that was that sort of made us change up a little bit, and probably.
I'm sure Lachie's fixed you up for that.
Yeah, lucky I wasn't driving at that point.
Yeah. So we proved that, it doesn't necessarily, you can get the bite without the spreader bar, the teasers and everything out the side. We were only fishing 4 rods for most of the day. We had lures, no riggers, no divers or anything out, but yeah, it worked.
And a good result.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's been a good season for sure.
So
Staying on top of it.
basically because of you, I ended up fishing last Wednesday, went out there down
Need
towards
the motivation. I like it.
You actually do. I fired up. I was like the
I
old
fired-
bull.
I
Let's
fired
do
him
it.
up.
Yeah.
Like
I was-
Rodney.
Yeah.
I got home from work and I'm like, oh, no. I should
If
probably
Mark can do it, anyone can. Yeah,
I was like,
I'll probably
I
get
should
3.
probably go to work. And like, no, young Dave wouldn't do that. He wouldn't come up with excuses. He'd just go. So it was too late to organise anyone. Everyone had stuff on, so I ended up going out solo. And had all the life that you guys had. It looked really good, but frustratingly, which is the reports from nearly everyone that's been out there lately,
Yeah.
lots of fish on the screens, but not a lot of fish biting. Because I think when you guys got yours, you were the only ones that
Yeah,
actually got one.
Yeah, we were the only one for the day. There was 3 dropped the day before, and we probably would have sounded between 10, 15, you reckon?
Oh, 30
Yeah.
plus, I reckon. Yeah.
Yeah.
There was a lot of fish. Like
Yeah.
that first pass in the morning, 5 fish straight
Yeah.
up.
Yeah.
Like,
So
it's
when they're
on.
like that, do you think it's a matter of changing techniques, or do you think fish aren't biting?
Yeah, well, we even with our fish, when Mark gutted it, like there's a lot of white bait out there. So we've even dropped down some skirt sizes as well, which has been quite effective over the last couple of years. Just smaller heads, especially the flatter water. I reckon it matters a little bit more. in the rougher weather, I don't think the size really matters too much. The probably bigger lures hold a lot better in the water anyway.
Mhm.
But when it's really flat, they really see that profile of that lure a lot more, that you want to change it up.
I think that
And
was-
leaders as well, probably a big thing.
That
We're running
advice around, you
150.
were saying, sort of getting those lures in that cleaner water as well. That was literally when we had hooked up, because we'd seen dolphins, and we're like, quick, sort of left hand down, and that had put those lures out into that clean water, and
Yeah, it was that
Yeah.
left rigger.
bang,
Yeah,
away it went.
definitely
and that's the
helped.
sound we all want to hear.
Yeah, we're on, baby. Let's go.
Now we mentioned divers just before, Joey, and you got barrel fever after last week, and you were keen to go.
I did, absolutely. I was just, I hadn't been fishing in quite some time. So, Dave and I went out of Western Port on Sunday looking for a barrel, and there wasn't.
Well, we thought everyone's been down off Port Phillip, and they're all saying the same thing. Hard to get a bite, so you may as well not get a bite closer to home.
Get ahead of them.
So that's why we decided to do that, Joey. And so to our pleasure, it looked pretty good out there.
Yeah, it was. We were greeted. I'm going to say about 8 o'clock in the morning. There was gannets, like not in like mega tornadoes, but there were little patches of gannets. There was dolphins and the odd seal. Not many seals, but like lots of dolphins. The dolphins are following the boat and jumping around the front, and it was really, really good. And look, when did we mark our first fish, Dave?
Well, we had amazing life right from the get-go, but I reckon it wasn't until about 2 p.m. we actually started to mark a couple of them. And then, as we were talking about earlier, persistence, you could have easily given up after being up before the sun and then waiting till late hour, but we eventually did have a rod take off, and that's where the positivity of that story ends, because the hook did pull out.
I can do a reenactment of it right now.
Was this on a diver?
So Dave,
no, it actually wasn't. That
so
one.
Dave, just like let's play this one out. You're going to go, oh, remember when you sent? So ready and
Oh,
we're on.
that was the actual noise.
We're off.
It was
That's how it happened. That was it.
It was a primal scream.
Dave was like, oh, and I was like, we're on. And then the reel stopped zinging.
yeah.
Just a
But
quick bite.
That
No,
one,
but it was quick. Like it was.
Was it over at work up too, or was it a bit blind?
we just had, life in the vicinity, sort of dolphins and stuff milling around, as mullies marining around, as we call them.
Mulling dolphins.
Mulling dolphins.
Yeah, that's what I was calling it.
They definitely help bring up the fish, I reckon, though, when you have them dancing in the spread and swim with the boat. That's a very key thing to have.
They do. But no, the diver thing was, I think I've heard about 3 to 4 boats this week losing them on the.
Are we allowed to name him?
Probably not.
Okay.
So top secret, Joe.
Okay. Yeah. Sorry. Barrel Mafia.
Yeah. But there has been, quite a few dropped on those. So when we say divers, we're talking bib minnows. Actually, there's one here somewhere. Where are they?
Yeah, in front of you.
Sort of one of these things, but maybe not that brand.
Well, we're quite often you're marking barrels. They're at 20 meters in the middle of the day. Like I've just been thinking to myself all week, there has to be a better way to catch them. Like it just seems really ineffective to drag around plastic all day until those fish decide to come up. Maybe they come up once. If you're lucky, they'll come up twice, but there really has to be a better way. And I did see there's a bibbed lure that's come out recently that's dives up to 35 meters. Or how do you guys feel about trying a different technique to fish deeper for these barrels that are spread out at the minute? Like they're not heaps of them on a particular workup. I think we've got to try something else. What do you think?
Yeah, definitely. And even myself and Rodney, like that's going to be very effective. But I'd be interested to know how much line we got to put out for it to get to that far, and on what drag pressure.
Yeah.
But I guess it's still just testing and over time. But it'll definitely get a lot deeper than anything else we've got on the market at the moment. So that was really good to see. But even if we start down rigging like squids and arrows and stuff like that, and
I do
really
sort of
try and mix it
feel.
up.
See these hard body lures. We're doing some technical talk here, but this is 1%ers. I do feel that when you get the bites on these, as opposed to a skirt which squashes down and then your hook. Ow! Actually, just hooked myself.
You're on.
Your hook has much more
Plunged into his meaty hand.
yeah. With the skirt, it compresses and your hook, you get a better hook set. But with divers, and this one's actually a kind of a small profile, but some of the like bigger bibbed ones, like the DTXs and the one that you're just talking about, Joe, they got these massive bibs running off the front. I can't help but think that sometimes with the tuna, when they grab it, they're kind of almost like ricocheting off that hard part of the
bib's
lure.
the size of that lure.
Yeah,
coming out.
that thing Joe's talking about, I was just thinking, how's that supposed to get in the fish's mouth and have the hook set? So they definitely get the bite, but I've always found over all the years of fishing for big tuna, it's nerve-wracking times when you hook them on a deep diver because you're thinking, is the hook going to fall out?
Correct. And like we did like the one I hooked was only in 40 meters of water too, so like, again, it's horses for courses, and it's how deep the fish are to, what you're putting down. But I've been keen. I hadn't actually run them, and now it's unfortunate. I'll just retire them now. But I had the Pro Fidjis that I was keen to get out and get behind the boat. They do sort of up north a bit. They have some awesome success on that, and got all excited rigging them up because I thought something's not working. But they've never seen the water, and
Lachie wouldn't let you put them out.
No, well now they won't.
No, we've done it right on them, but yeah.
Look,
I think that happens.
I got a cousin in Mauritius that he's got one of those. They're traditionally in freshwater fishing. They're planers, so it's like a big metal flap with a weight on it, and he clips his X-wrap off that in the blue water. They're big ones for the salt water because obviously bigger tackle.
Yeah,
and he catches wahoo all the time on having like a pink X-wrap, on a planer.
Yeah,
and he's got a 5 meter boat. So yeah, look, I'm just going to put out. I am going to try that at some point if Dave lets me. Dave just says he goes, Joe, it's just going to get tangled up, and I'm going to get really angry.
But
We'll
yeah,
see.
it's definitely. I reckon trying something different that the fish haven't seen. It's definitely going to help. Like we're even trying different speeds on flatter days.
Different
I like
levels.
when you're trolling around with other boats and you look at them and you go, yep, they're doing the exact same thing we are. Their spread's virtually identical.
Yeah.
They've got a big flappy thing running out at shotgun.
Yeah.
All the lures are pretty much the same thing. And it's like, what's setting me apart from them?
Yeah.
So you kind of got to think that way a little bit sometimes, I reckon.
Yeah, stand out for sure.
Now, Lachie, straight off the bat from this triumphant victory, you
Yep.
went up to AFTA, didn't you?
No, I didn't.
Oh, you didn't?
No.
Oh, I got that wrong.
Well, yeah.
I thought you just
I
set
can make it
for-
up, but no, I didn't go up
No,
there.
it was Australian Fishing Tackle Association Weekend of Glory up there on the Gold Coast,
It was
Joey.
on the Gold Coast, and we had our main man from Tassie.
Yes.
Jonah was there,
We had
and
Jonah,
he was getting right amongst it, if I don't say so myself.
we had Jonah and Michelle doing all the rounds for us, filming some of the brilliant tackle on display this year, which they did for us last year. And we
Yes.
very much appreciate it in our absence.
Yep, absolutely.
Jonah,
Jonah's
here,
even got his own tackle out now.
He
Yeah,
does get his own tackle out.
We're going to get into this. Jonah, he's practicing with the Shimano electric reel there, meat elevator.
Well,
Is-
it's a form of fishing that Jonah does quite often, but so that's the latest and greatest Shimano electric reels there, Joe. More drag power, way faster retrieve, so more efficient, cranking those baits up and down from the depths
Yeah,
for
beautiful.
delicious fillets. But yeah, amongst that, looked like there was some pretty cool new products on display.
there was.
Shimano took the main prize with the Banford, the new released reels, which we've discussed on the podcast as well.
Yep,
There's this whole range there.
they look
But we-
nice.
We do thank Jonah and Michelle for taking some time to film some of that cool gear for us.
Yeah, we'll
Um,
have to get it. We'll have to get amongst it, Dave.
The biggest release there was actually from our good friend Jonah, wasn't it, Joey?
It was. It was a lure named after the great man himself as Jonah's Kona.
Jonah's Kona. He's had his own lure named after him. He's caught that many tuna,
The big Jonah.
Wow.
and we don't have a photo of his lure, do we? We're not well prepared.
Could be
No, we
handy.
can describe it
But
because
Jonah works in very very well with Black Magic tackle, and
he's an ambassador.
they've designed and built a lure named after Jonah, which is like a cut face. Oh, it's actually like a bit of a
Scooped
a
face.
scooped
Yeah.
cut faced hybrid thing. And Jonah's tested it out and caught some big fish on it straight up, and it's been released officially there up at AFTA. And so if you want a little bit of slice of Jonah, you can get one of those lures, and you can be just like him, Joe.
Yeah, that's really exciting. He's done well.
Did anyone else have a?
Has anyone named a lure after you, Dave?
Nah, no. I just nicknamed them myself, so I
Okay.
feel important. Did you guys happen to see any of the stuff going on up there? It was all over the socials.
Yeah. I was actually helping out Jamie at the tackle shop at Inverloch, and he was FaceTiming me the whole time. Especially those new
Ah.
Vanfords, obviously, as we said, they've got a lot of height, a lot smoother and a lot lighter as well. So they should be moving pretty good. A lot of the new rods as well coming out from Samurai and stuff like that with Froglies. But yeah, there's a lot of new products going out. It was pushed really, really well on socials from everyone, I reckon.
I like the new Telica reels.
Oh, that's a beast.
I didn't see them.
They fixed that noisy drag for us.
They're some people say they're not noisy enough.
Yeah,
Yeah, no,
Telica,
that's what I mean.
Telica
They can't
25. Jonas says it's noticeable difference. It's got a big handle similar to the Tiagra
Right.
50,
Yeah.
which is that's pretty cool.
That'd be good because everyone's upgrading the Telica 25s to those handles at the
Yeah.
moment.
But I think they got more drag capacity now too.
Yeah,
From
right.
what Dom was saying when he came on the show.
Very, very smooth.
Dom
Well,
Thornley from Shimano.
more drag capacity on the same size. Is that
Yeah. Yep.
because you would think that generally the bigger the reel gets, the more.
It's hard to beat the old Tiagra, but
They
they're
do
pretty
sound
good. The
nothing
Tiagras,
beats
and
that
they're
noise.
pretty bulletproof too.
Yeah. Like I've serviced my Telicas heaps. The Tiaras I've never touched.
Yeah.
Most
They're
people-
There's more
agricultural.
moving parts, right?
Well, that's it. Yeah, they're just old technology built to last, just rock solid.
It's like one's
flog 'em.
your Ferrari and one's your Land Cruiser.
Yeah,
86,
literally,
7
yeah.
series.
But good reels, and there's definitely some good stuff going on up there at AFTA, Joey.
Yeah, absolutely.
We've talked about this on most of our recent podcasts, but we are, and Lachie apparently wasn't aware, so I obviously haven't been marketing it very well. We've got a fishing competition coming up in conjunction with Mully's Marine. Joseph?
Yes, we do. It's the presentation's on October the 5th, but it starts on September 27th, I believe.
Yeah, it's no, I think it's that's a good question. I think it's the 20. Yes.
September 27th.
It's the last week of September anyway.
It's a week-long fishing competition.
It actually starts the day before the grand final. So you've got that day off.
Yep, that's smart.
Gives you
you
a
got
head start.
grand final public holiday to catch some fish.
You
We
got
had
some
to,
great prizes as well.
We couldn't
There
open
is.
the door to the Mully's Marine. The prize package in the front door trying to get in here is incredible. I reckon everyone's going to walk away with something.
They're starting to roll in. There's I did a quick count just before, and there's a bit over $6,000 worth of stuff in there.
Yeah, right.
Or in there and to come. So and there's a few more sponsors that are considering jumping on board. So I reckon we'll get them over the line. But yeah, everyone needs to make sure you get your entry in because you have until the 10th of next month to make sure they're in. So just jump on mullysmarine.com.au, go to the competition page and put your entry in. Have a read of all the rules and terms and conditions. And we look forward to seeing everyone on the 5th of October for the big presentation. There'll be wood-fired pizza, beers, snapper talk from Lee Rayner. We'll be podcasting, Joey.
We will, absolutely.
I'm looking forward to it.
I'm still thinking about strategies to win it. Someone could catch a barrel and win it.
You
We
can catch
were,
a barrel.
yeah, we
Lucky?
were
Yeah, no, I'm away, unfortunately. So you're lucky there.
Ah,
just over
You're
7
going up,
meters fork length, I think. So that would add a few points, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
What was it, sorry?
It was just over 2. What was it? 2 meters and
2050.
yeah,
2050.
2050.
Oh, that's a big one. That probably should have been more than 140, actually.
Yeah, it was up there. Massive.
Yeah.
142.
Yeah. Oh, 140.
Yeah. Point
was more
7
than
as well, actually. Add that in.
No, but really, I wouldn't be surprised if you said 160 at that fork.
Yeah, it was big
Yeah.
fish.
Massive, yeah.
Just to circle back around on the big
Yeah,
fish.
That's it.
That's good.
Oh.
Yeah, no, tactics will be interesting, Joey.
yeah, that'd be good, but there could very well still be some barrels about at that time of year.
There definitely could be,
Well,
but
that was prime time last year.
It
That
was.
the best time to go.
but is it wise to be chasing glory fish when you could be catching stinky eels and 7 gills and stuff that are very long.
Go big or go home, Dave. Come on.
Did you get some clarification on the hood length, or is it all the way to the candles on the?
No,
on
it's
the
hood length.
catamaran?
I made
Hood
an
length?
an alteration on the website
Perfect.
there, so
Yep.
no one can cheat. I didn't change octopus though,
Mm.
because what do you do with them?
Very
You can't just
target.
you can't measure their little
Yeah.
dome thing.
Yeah.
You know
Yeah, they're
what?
hard to target too.
Just to back on that, we were out our grand final day last year, and Lachie was out too. We were chasing them all the way down to Lip Trap, I believe.
Oh,
Oh,
that's
Do
right.
you remember that? That was
Yeah, I
on
was with
grand
Dad
final
that
day.
day.
Oh yeah, I remember because you made us late like you always do. We launched at 3 p.m.
Yeah, I always had to do real estate.
Yes. And we're waiting at the ramp for you, and you're rolling in your suit, and we're like, "Come on, Joe."
And I think I had McDonald's too.
Yeah. Yes. No, we did shoot out very late that day. Listen, it's a good way to spend grand final day,
It was
listening to
good.
it on
Love
the.
it. Listen on the radio. It was good.
Didn't catch anything, but
Nah.
So many houses on grand final day.
So sometimes.
Huh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we dropped 2 that day, actually, I think.
did ya?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I think you did. Yeah, in the morning.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was
Yep.
on.
Yep.
And yeah.
Right.
Yeah, I've already
we
went
missed the
dead.
morning bit because Joe held us up.
Oh, here we go.
yeah,
Hey,
Happens.
I was a question that we had to cover. You guys, you know, I love a good meal on the boat. We were talking about this before the show.
Yes.
Tell us about the meal that you've pioneered on your fishing trip last week, and just you got to tell me the story,
Go.
Mark, exactly
Oh,
how it was.
No, well, I was going to say, like all good inventions or creations, they come from a little bit of mishap or miscommunication or failure. Because I got a message from Lachie saying lunch is sorted. I was like, fantastic. All right, no worries. Sends me a photo and then sends me a message very quickly afterwards saying, have you got sushi? And I'm looking through this photo, which is
I
bao
saw
buns.
sauce, didn't I?
Soy sauce, sorry. Yeah, soy sauce, not sushi. I'm looking through this thing of bao buns, thinking, what are we going to do with, what do we need soy sauce for? And he's just quickly butted up with a message. Oh crap! I thought I bought dumplings. So out we went with a pie oven and your travel buddy, and we thought, how is this going to happen? And a quick call to my trusty wife at home said, look, just put a little tray with some water underneath and put the bao buns on the rack up the top.
Wait,
and
so you had dry bao buns? You just roasted them?
Frozen.
frozen. We put them in the thing and created our own little steamer in the travel buddy oven, and they were absolutely to die for.
It was like eating a cloud. It was unbelievable.
We cracked the code.
So that is just incredible. I'll just get that back up on your screen there.
Joey, we've lost you.
Oh.
I think your HDMI's come out of that one, buddy boy.
Yeah, no, highly recommend. That's definitely going to be the new favorite on the boat.
There you go. We're
Yeah,
back.
there it
Yep,
is.
That's us there.
Look at that.
They're the 1%ers to catch a barrel too that we were talking about earlier, Dave.
Steaming up some bao buns in the camper oven. That's just bloody brilliant.
Can confirm once that water runs out, they turn into almost bao scones. They're like go rock hard. They chip your tooth and
Run that
Yeah.
one again, Joey. We missed a lot of it with yeah.
It's only a 5-second video.
Oh, okay.
They must have.
devoured
keen-
them pretty quickly.
They
keen
were,
to
too,
eat
they were
them.
too keen to eat them.
I might just
Oh,
look at that.
They were steamed to perfection, and they brought on the fish.
Yeah, that's it.
well, you guys met Suraj before. That's really the goat of boat meals.
Absolutely.
I
Yeah, I keep
mean-
saying your stories every time. I'm like, finally,
Oh,
get
we-
to meet the great.
We catch bugger all, but by God, do we eat well. I mean, homemade dumplings, all sorts of curries. He'll bring like full antipasto platters out on the boat. A lot of red wine, which invariably ends up on my boat somewhere.
Yeah, it's
And,
really easy to buff it out of white gel coat. Hey, Dave?
Oh, it is. Yeah, I really do enjoy that part of it. But no, we do have some good boat food. Us Victorians are good at cooking boat food, I think, Joe, because we have to try and keep warm out of the environment.
Oh, it is. I do stress eat a little bit on the boat though. Like when there's not much fish happening,
Well,
it's just like
Yeah, it's so much. Yeah.
I left a lot out of that. There was a 24 pack of the sausage rolls and pies. We ate a bag of chicken strips. What else was
Yeah.
there? There was
Arancini balls as
arancini
well.
balls started us off. And,
Wow.
yeah, so
That was good.
Look, there's every chance we could have missed about 5 or 6 of those barrels that
Oh,
we had sounded because our head was in our meals the whole time. But no, it was a good day. Came back fat with fat fish, so that's a win.
There's a few comments on the live feed actually with some suggestions. Simon Webster says he's removed his bait board on his Extreme and has put a baby Webbecue in, which is a little. We do use the baby barbecue a bit as well, Joey.
Oh, I love it.
Especially when at
It's-
anchor snapper fishing. That's fantastic.
It's a Smoke and Joe, 30 centimeter grill plate,
Ooh,
good.
named after me.
Named after you,
They named it after me.
Jonah's got his
Smoke and Joe.
Kona. Joey's got his Smoke and Joe.
the Smoky Joe. Yeah, no, that's true.
Dave wasn't into anybody dropping hot coals straight onto his boat.
No fun.
Nah, I wouldn't have thought so. Wouldn't have thought that's a great idea.
Nah.
We did actually do hot coals on the boat, didn't we?
Did we? Hot coals?
No, I mean, did I ever bring the Smoking Joe on your boat?
Oh, I don't think so.
I
I think
yeah,
I would have barred that one.
I think
I do like the idea of it.
I think you might have said, Joe, I don't think that's a good idea.
Set it up right near
Too
the old
late.
fuel
Yeah.
breather, and away we go. I reckon people would have thought we were on fire a few times having barbecues on Western Port, though.
No, they would have smelt it.
There's a couple of good crew on the live feed tonight, by the way. So thanks everyone who's dropped by and is having a watch, and also a massive thanks there to Simon Webster who dropped a super money donation thingy in there, which is fantastic.
Go
We
Simon.
got 48 in the chat room tonight. That's pretty good.
Yeah,
Good
going all right.
turnout.
And there's actually a few questions in there. We were talking about getting fish to eat when they're fuzzy, and the question has been put out: has anyone tried using a down rigger?
No, well, like I said
Interesting,
earlier, slow trolling like arrow squid. So like Rodney even went up lakes the other day and tried drifting squids in. But yeah, they're all different techniques. Like definitely catch an arrow squid or calamari. Like you go Port Phillip Bay, like we do for our kings, and then down rigging them. Like especially if you get real big workups, you can really lock onto that bait board. Be good. Like when you're dropping pillies, you drop a squid over, or just trying different baits as well.
And when we're sounding fish that deep, you've got to have options in the water column. So it would have to work. It's just that wanting to persist with it when it's, we tend to go, we'll take the easy option. We can't all go fishing every day like Lachie. So
No, exactly.
Yeah,
I do wonder
Gonna
how he
try.
does it actually.
secrets.
Yeah.
Hey, you've often said
Spoken
it.
like a true drug lord.
Oh, please. Wow.
But no, only joking. You know that, Lachie. I've thrown myself. What were we talking about? No, you do have
people-
to mix it up a little bit.
Oh, okay. I
Definitely,
thought we were
yeah.
talking about people that abandon work and family to go fishing.
Oh yeah. No, if you can do that, then that also helps as well. But no, I think we do get FOMO a little bit. Like
Oh,
you
yeah.
see boats, you think, if I stop and try this, am I going to miss out while everyone's just trolling around me and they're going to hook up and I'll be sad. So it takes a brave soul to try something different. And but they say that bravery is rewarded. So
Yeah, definitely.
if we can take something out of that, it's try different things, I'd say. Joey, do we want to move on to some fishing reports?
No, I've got one other public service announcement.
Oh, sorry.
We're not at the boat show this year. Well, Dave will be representing Mully's Marine. I'm going to definitely pop into the boat show over that weekend, but that means we've got some merch ready to sell right now. You don't even have to wait until October for that. Dave, give us an update on the hoodies.
We do. Mark's a lucky owner of a brand new one. Actually,
Sweet
he's
order.
just
It's in
organised
the bag behind me, ready to
organised
go.
to pick it up. But no, so Maddie, my beautiful wife's actually been running the merch on this run. So we have the online store at winagainsttide.com.au, so you can jump on there and select what you want. It's been a big week of footy selling, Joey. We've had some big orders. We had one person bought 10 for themselves, which was
Did they really 10?
yeah, which I thought was
There you go.
Making a doona or something, are they?
yeah, it was I don't care what you do with them as long as you buy them. So no, we've restocked. So if you want to jump on there and buy some of those hoodies, it helps the show out, doesn't it, Joe?
Yeah, it does.
We might need to do a restock before sort of boat show snapper time, I think, by the looks of it. Maybe a little bit of an exciting new release in the works as well.
No, they're really fantastic quality as well. Even this one that I'm wearing tonight, I wear it all the time, and it's definitely stood the test of time.
You can also get some really good hoodies from Lachie over there.
That's
Hey,
it.
that's
100%
If you want
in
to
competition, but no, we're going good.
rock the O'Reillys,
Yeah, got the O'Reilly jumper. You can get them at Invoke or on the website as well.
Beautiful.
www.o'reilly.com.au.
There you go.
I love it.
Book a fishing guide as well while you're at it.
Awesome.
Inverloch What's that tackle store called?
Inverloch Fishing and Outdoors.
Block fishing outdoors. Get down there and
In store.
If you buy one and wear one, you might get really good at fishing.
That's it.
really,
Really good.
really,
really?
good.
Really good.
So one other thing, Joe, is, and a few people have done this already. If you don't want to be paying for postage and you're local, select pickup, and you can come and grab them from here at Mully's headquarters.
Wow, you get a free
While you're at it, have a look at some boats.
you get a free tour of the largest selection of Haynes Hunters available.
That's right.
Buy
I've
two.
always said buy a boat,
Yeah,
get a
that's
hoodie
right,
free.
yeah. You told me you had to buy 2 boats.
Yes,
Yeah.
that was
One
just
hoodie.
for you.
Yeah, bugger.
I like to target my audience.
Yeah,
You look like a two boat kind of guy.
Dave always tells me off for drinking the sparkling water in the fridge here. He's like, Joe, that's for people that buy boats. It's like, the cheapskate sparkling water's out the back.
Yeah, there's the no brand Joe sparkling water out the back.
He's got the San Pellegrino in the front for the customers, and he's got the Woolies brand out the back. And he
Joe,
gets-
it's like The Simpsons when Marge makes Homer the practice cake to distract him from the good cake, so he doesn't ruin it before the actual birthday.
yeah. Want me to go ruin the cheap ass waters? In
Yeah,
the
we got
back
the
room?
Joey waters down the back, and the actual customers the nice waters. So, but
That's good.
yet you still seem to get into the good ones.
Yeah.
Now, can we go to some fishing reports?
Yes, let's do it.
Welcome to the Hookup, where we go around Australia and indeed the world for the freshest fishing reports.
Yeah, that's pretty much how long our barrel was on for on Sunday. Accurate.
That
I
was
thought that was the video.
no, that's when we actually landed. Well, we actually released that fish
Yeah.
back when we were good.
Dave, I'm going to kick us off. We're going to go to Western Port. We're going to go to a report from the Tuna Angling Club. It's thanks to Fabian Villela. He reports into us this week. This week, we've seen a strong snapper bite at the top end of the bay. Anglers have reported good numbers with sizes ranging from 50 centimetres up to an impressive 87 centimetres. These fish are responding well to smaller baits, particularly during the incoming tide in shallow waters. And I'm just going to pop up on the screen. This was from Tuna Angling Club. That
fish.
yeah, it's an absolute ripper. It's it's almost sort of it's hit 80 centimeters, but the end of the tail, what's that, Dave? It's like see if I can get it.
Hang on,
there.
let me look on the.
Yeah, and then the laptop.
Yeah, what did we say? 87. That's about right.
Yeah, 87.
So, FYI, that's basically how our fishing comp's working. You put the little
The catch card.
that thingy there,
Yep.
which will be top secret until the actual comp, so nobody can photograph
Reproduce.
fish. And then you get your measurement off a brag mat. And I'm actually working on getting some specific brag mats made for the competition, but we'll see how that goes. No promises. But carry on, Joe.
Yep, and also we've with Tuna Angling Club report continued. Squid fishing has been exceptional, with members bringing in great catches along Quail Bank. Purple and white jigs are proving to be particularly effective. Additionally, some members have had some success targeting the larger squid using silver whiting under a float. The old whiting under a float, that is always a beauty.
Killer.
Joey, I've been squid fishing since our last podcast.
Have you?
I think it's
Oh, it's beautiful
since our last
segue.
podcast.
Do tell.
Yeah. Went out with the family of a Sunday afternoon, and beautiful calm weather. Sam, Luca, Maddie, myself, and my brother Will. And have a look there, Joe. Beautiful Western Port squid that Will's holding. Believe it or not, I was actually helping, or Sam was doing his So Sam's a bit of an expert at squid fishing. My 2.5-year-old Joe. He's got it down pat. He actually says, "Dad, you go jig, and wind, and then you stop and let the jig sink." And he just repeats that. So I was doing that with him, and lo and behold, the line started coming off the reel, and that was the result. Now Sam does not want to hold the squid because last time we took him squid fishing, he got an absolute inking of a lifetime. So Uncle Will had to hold that squid up for him, Joe.
And the video went viral.
It did go a bit viral, and then Sam was not happy with the video. He watched it and got a bit upset, so we took it down.
Oh, that's
But,
good.
But no, that was one of a few pretty good sized squid. We end up having a pretty good session, and then a few other friends got out and about too there in the North Arm of Western Port and had some really good sessions as well. So it's that time of year where there's some really good squidding starting to happen.
All right.
Yeah,
You've
we're
been
going-
winter snapper fishing, Lachie?
No, I haven't. I've been too busy on these barrels, but we went Cleveland Bite actually the other day as well down at New Haven,
New
San
Haven,
Remo area, and did a ride on the calamari as well. Just been fishing pretty good, and then Reef Island also, bit of a report.
Oh,
Ah, very
Yeah.
nice.
Yeah.
Oh, man,
Yeah,
imagine if you caught calamari and just walked it into the fisherman's co-op.
I'd do it surely. If you went in, just go, here you go.
Oh, can we do that, please?
That'd
yeah.
be good.
I reckon we should batter this bad boy or crumb it.
No,
Catch
that-
some whiting, calamari, rock up, boom.
Mm.
A CJ Haley's commented on the live feed.
Here we go.
She's requested. She
Uh-uh.
says that hood better be for. Is this your wife? It must be.
Oh, yeah, it is. Yes.
This hood better be for me.
Yeah. Well, good work, Courtney. Yeah. Just
CJ.
That's all right. I can. You can both have one. There's plenty there.
The last time I heard the name CJ, I reckon it was when I was watching Baywatch.
Yeah, no, it's Courtney Jane, but look, I don't know if you'd listened 5 minutes earlier, you would have just realised that I bought 2 Haynes Hunters, and that's how we got that hoodie. So, hope you're smiling.
Oh, so we'll
Wonderful.
crack out the San Pellegrino, shall we?
yeah, I'll let you have a sip, Joey.
You guys are welcome to the good person's fridge at the front with the fancy brands.
Privilege.
But no, so yeah, good squidding starting to happen, Joey.
Yeah, that's great.
I too have a report in from a valued friend of the show, Simon Webster.
Do tell. The Mayor of the East.
The Gippy report. Offshore reefs still fishing well for snaps up to 50 centimeters. Plenty of flathead closer on to the beach, on the drift, and the odd larger size gummy for those with patience. Still signs of big tuna because there's been some secret squirrel big tuna going on out there. But they've still remained at large without one being landed yet whilst trolling or tossing top water lures. One fish of 90 kilo was, however, recently caught on the swordfish grounds on the cast while the fish was chasing busting souries. A frustrating fisheries for those trying to unlock the code on these fish. And even those who, I'm ad-libbing here, even those who have unlocked the code and hooked one on a lure, their friend named Joe snaps the rod in half.
Oh.
That was a good effort. We did talk about that. I mean, Rodney actually
He's so
did
offended.
well there.
No, it was a catastrophic series of offense, Joe. The gaff snapped and then the rod snapped. No one's to blame, all right?
Yeah.
Happens.
It just no, it doesn't. That's what was the most incredible. It was so relaxed. It was so relaxed. Like, yeah, we've got it on the spreader bar. Came in 20 minutes. Yeah, just pop the gaff in, and
Good
yeah,
brain.
the spreader bar doesn't tire him out as much as you might think.
No.
Evidently not. Lachie, you've been doing some offshore shark fishing.
Yeah, a lot of gummy sharks off Inverloch recently. Yeah.
How's that been going?
Yeah, really good. So we went out, with Mark 3 weeks ago.
Yeah.
We got 8 gummies that day. A couple of school sharks in that mix as well. So we bagged out.
We had 6 before 11:30.
Yeah, 6 before 11:30 on fire. Blue throat wrasse was probably the best bait. Just chunks and the odd fillet, strips as well. And then got bitten off heaps, and then went out, I think 2 days in a row after that, and got 3 fish, lost another 4, and then got 2 the following day after that. So it's been fishing really, really good offshore, especially even through like Pyramid Rock and all of Phillip Island offshore. It's been a really good season this year. But it's just having good baits, spending the time, finding areas you're happy with. Like I like really heavy reef structures with a lot of bait sitting on the bommies and stuff like that. Everyone likes to fish for them a bit differently, drift more, but I find, the heavier reefs, you get bigger sharks and better quality in your school sharks in the mix of them as well.
You ever get snapper offshore
I haven't.
early season?
Yeah, not for the spots I fish, but then normally this time of year, which they might be moving through, I've normally focused more on the tuna.
I've said this story a couple of times on the podcast. A mate of mine came over from South Africa to Victoria, and he reckons biggest snapper he ever saw off the rocks was Punch Bowl on August, September.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
How big was that?
Oh, look, he was new to the country. Maybe it wasn't that big. No,
Yeah.
no,
Suraj's
he's a
numbers.
fisherman. He's a fisherman. He's like big, but what's not to say there'd be snapper.
They caught a
offshore.
bunch of them, didn't they?
He wasn't fishing. He watched. There was someone fishing from
Yeah,
those rocks,
right.
catching big snapper from Punch Bowl early season.
Yeah.
So
Well, even I know Cody Bank, they get them at times. There's definitely some down at Lip Trap the other week. A few of the boys caught. I haven't caught them personally. Like you get your pinkies all the time and stuff like that, but not proper snapper. But yeah, they all normally come there, Cody, then they come down that coast through the Punch Bowl, Kilcunda, and then they move in.
it's a great spot, Cody Banks. We fished for Cody Banks for gummies before in the summertime when the Kingies weren't playing.
Yeah, I think we went out looking for kings or tuna or something, and then that wasn't happening. A couple of drifts and a few gummies.
Yeah, it's a good area.
Very
A lot of
fishy
reefy
area.
Structure there.
In the middle of nowhere a little bit. So
Yeah.
definitely attracts the fish.
Hmm,
Speaking of
good.
snapper, there's been quite a few ticking along in Western Port. Interesting average size has been like 2 to 3 kilo from what I've seen, with some larger ones in the mix, which
Seems to be the consensus.
yeah, but normally this time of year it's like they're all good ones. So it's interesting to see these smaller fish, which I think have pretty much been there right through winter. So
The weather's been
Yeah.
spectacular. Is it going to be an early snapper season? What do you boys reckon?
oh,
Well, I think I saw a thing that since last week, the temperature's gone up 2 degrees up on the mud. So it's a good sign.
yeah,
Especially if it keeps growing with this weather. It'll be really good.
everything's blooming. I'm sure the tea trees are blooming, Joe. That's what they say, isn't it?
Yeah, there were trees blooming in the streets of Berwick this week on my real estate travels. So yeah, definitely a good sign.
Good
Yeah.
sign.
So we looking forward to a good snapper season coming up. The only other report there I've got, Joe, is just so we can remain a nationwide podcast. I'll throw that in. There's another swordfish caught there off Perth. A smaller one that's around about the 20 kilo range.
A knife, as you would call it.
A knife, fishing in 550 meters on braid. The report mentions, which I would have thought they're all on braid. But yeah, so good sword fishery happening out there. Had mates go sword fishing as of about a week ago off Lakes Entrance, and sounds like there's still actually some good action out there.
Really?
Good friend of the show, Nigel, actually was telling me on the phone just the other day he had one free jumping around the boat, and he's never seen anything like it before. He said it jumped about 8 times.
Yeah, right.
A nice big swordfish. And then he had a couple of bites, which he was unable to convert. But, if you get a nice weather window out there off wakes, still worth running out there, I reckon, to target the gladiators of the sea, Joe.
Nice.
I think that's about it for the old fishing reports for the week.
Oh,
Does anyone
that's-
else have anything else to add?
I can do a bit on Welsh Pool if you want. There's a lot of squid down there.
Oh, tell us.
all about.
Yeah, well, offshore's fishing really good. Flatties, gummies, obviously. It's a 12-month fishery there. Or normally fish is real good.
We
And-
call it the never-ending Welsh pool.
Yeah, it is good. Always freezer sessions done there. But yeah, a lot of calamari inside in the Lewis Channel as well, especially around the Cardinal marker.
Lovely.
Fishing
Ah.
really good.
So what's your how's your season gonna? Oh, you're going up north, aren't you?
Yeah.
Tell us about that.
Oh,
So yeah, in 3 weeks I head up to Cairns and we're doing the Great Barrier Reef Black Marlin season up there on
Oh.
a charter boat.
Dave?
So yeah, it'll be good. We got motherships and all that. Big Yankee clients from America flying in, and we just take them fishing for 3 to 5 days, and they live on the mothership. And we take them fishing every day, come back in, and keep doing that.
Do let us
So-
know when it's going good.
Yeah, no, we'll do. But yeah, no, 3 months of living the dream pretty well. So really looking forward to it. Then come back and snapper and kings and tuna, and then the marlin again. So
Cool.
Beautiful.
No, well, hopefully you
That'd be
can send
good.
us some reports and pics from up
Yeah.
there, and we'll share them with everyone.
That's it. Keep
Shane-
the reports going.
Shane on live feed wants to know what's grinding your gears, Joe. Or are you just happy this week?
Oh, no.
Oh, here we go.
We now go to Peter Griffin for You Know What Really Grinds My Gears.
Thanks, Tom. You know what really grinds my gears?
So this is not fishing related. Up in last Friday, I was doing a base session up in Mansfield, which is a town at the bottom of Mount Buller. We're right in the middle of ski season. You'd expect there to be, lots and lots of people, and businesses flourishing, and selling lots of food and drinks, and hotel rooms and all this stuff. And after a successful day in the studio, laying down some base, on
Slapping the bass.
was album. I've gone, you know what? Look, we'll go and have a meal at the local pub, and went to the pub and ordered a Parmigiano. I was pretty hungry at this stage, and then I wanted a little bit of a dessert, and I've seen on the menu they had an affogato, and for all those non-Italians listening, affogato, it's a shot of espresso coffee, a shot of hazelnut liqueur, and a scoop of ice cream. It's just three things, and then sort of just you dunk the coffee and the liqueur into the glass, and you stir up the ice cream and drink it. And so I've gone up to the bar to order an affogato off the menu, and this was about 3:30 in the afternoon, and the bartender said to me, goes, "Oh no, mate, we can't do affogato." I said, "What?" Like,
Maybe affogato how to do it.
I go, no, I said,
Yes.
yeah, that's pretty. That's
Not bad.
Yeah, that's very good. No, they're like, I'm at the bar. I go, I'm looking at the bottle of Frangelico. It's right there. I said, "You got Frangelico?" He's like, "Yeah." I said, "Is your coffee machine working?" He's like, "Oh yeah, we can do coffee." I said, "Well, listen, mate, I don't mind if you just put the scoop of ice cream in a freaking beer glass and just give it to me." Oh no, we can't do that. Like, what little alpine town? Like, why wouldn't you just do it?
Yeah.
That
It's on the
really
menu.
ground my gears, Dave. Like, this is why the economy's in such trouble at the minute.
Yeah, I'm sure we can
Customer service these days.
all identify with that.
And especially how worked up you would have got yourself to,
I was really.
pause the diet for a little bit too, to just, you would have talked yourself into it.
I said it was a celebration. That's exactly right. It was like an off afternoon. I was just like, "Hey, I'm going to celebrate life." And this jerk didn't want to give me an affogato because it was
Shut
this
down.
reduced menu in the middle of ski season. Like,
It's been mentioned here that is a first world grind.
anyways, that's what pissed me off this week. How about you, Davey boy?
Nah, I'm a happy fella.
You're usually really an angry redheaded man.
I don't have red
Flinders
hair.
Bank or
Red beard, sorry.
Being called a redhead grinds my gears. No, I'm happy, Joe. Quick report's been shot in actually from Scott Cahoon. Snapper still to 5 kilo off Lang Lang River mouth. There you go. Very consistent area this time of year up there. Questions. We've had a few questions.
Yeah,
sent in.
we do.
Just to round out the show. So if anyone else wants to chuck another question in the live feed while I'm going through these ones, we will also add that on. But Jonah Yick has written, "What's the best hook setup for hard body lures when barrel fishing, treble, single, or running the cord, like the assist cord?" What do you guys think?
Well, I reckon, or if we're going with school fish, like the singles, like what you got set up there, works pretty well. But I reckon the assist cord would probably be better on the barrels. It's got a bit more movement, can swing a bit more. You're not restricted by the hard body lure itself. It could be able to move around like a skirt, I guess, a little bit more. Gives it a bit more of a better hookup when it actually goes in the fish. So yeah, that'd be my pick of them all.
Actually, a video popped up like just this week of the big butterfly mackerel we caught years and years ago, which is this big silver looking crazy thing at Eagle Hawk Neck. And that was on an X-Wrap, and we had twin 7.0s with assist cord on that, and it pinned it with both hooks in the mouth. And I thought, oh, maybe we should do that again. 'Cause-
I've just caught all my barrels on skirts.
Yeah, all of them. Yeah.
All of them.
All of
Yep. No, fair enough.
No,
Sample
real-
size of one.
No
Yeah.
comment from myself. Yeah, exactly. I'd be
Real wise guy.
taking the mickey if I gave any other advice.
Yep. No, I think a lot of people actually run the upgraded trebles just for the stickiness, but obviously going to do a fair bit of damage to the fish, and
We'll get bad hookups in the side of the face as well.
Especially
Yeah.
on those schoolies as well. Like I've
Yeah.
done pretty well on them, and you end up releasing them time after time. And that's the thing. If you've got the trebles in there, they cause so much damage. don't they?
Yep. So I guess the jury's out a little bit on that one. Next question: do you keep going at trolling speed, go quicker, or pull the spread in and chase life? Oh, so if there's a bust up in front of the boat, do you speed up to get to it?
Depending on the boat traffic. So, like today, there was no one out there, so I just did my own thing. Like as we talked a lot of the time earlier, you get a lot of bites either side of the workups, like whether you're approaching it or leaving it. So if I can keep the spread in, I will. Or I'll even say you stock standard, say you're doing 6 to 7 knots, you might bump it up to 8 or 9, where you probably could still get a bite at that speed. But yeah, otherwise, if it's 2-3 Ks away, yeah, I might zip them in if I got a bit of competition. Otherwise, just leave it in.
Yeah, no, I'd agree. If it's like something you can see on the very limit of your vision, it looks amazing. There's nothing between you and it, then yeah, I'd get him in and get over there. But yeah, like we were saying, if you've got sort of life around you, you're always a chance of getting a bite at any moment. So racing over there may not be always advantageous. When you're trolling and see oh no, it's the same question posted twice. Tips on offshore gummy fishing. Best to fish on a slack tide or running tide?
Running
Lachie.
tide the other day was the key, or the last, fair few trips. The change of tide's actually the dead part.
And blue throat wrasse for bait.
Blue throat wrasse for bait. Fresh
Dean
is
was on
best,
them.
whatever you catch. Yeah.
Dean, who was bringing them up one after one.
Always
and
got to have a
go
bait, man. But even when
straight
you're
down.
drifting, I reckon change of tide's better. When you're anchored, when it's flowing's better.
Hook and leader.
Circle hook, Gamakatsu, and then 80-pound leader, and then you can do a wire rig as well. Yeah, helps.
Oh, cool.
You're running wire on all your rigs, or
Nah, so we're running a little bit of wire, a little bit mono.
Yep.
When you run mono, the fish will like a lot more just pin more towards that mono. You get minimal on the wire, but then when you run all wire, they obviously don't have a choice.
Lots of schoolies down there too.
Yeah, so it depends on the fish. If there's a lot of gummies around, I'll just run mono all the time. But yeah, when you got the schoolies in competition with the gummies, the wire, you catch a lot more fish.
yeah, okay, good tip.
Oh, that's
good
interesting.
tip.
Yeah.
Is there a magic depth that you like?
28 to 33 meters.
Yep,
Okay.
beautiful.
I pretty much zigzag between there till I find a nice edge that I like.
Do you get many 7-gillers offshore?
Not normally, but the last few trips, I probably fished an area more than I probably ever would. Normally I go there once a month or so, but yeah, we got plagued by them. I reckon once you fish one area a fair bit, they know there's bait there and the smell, and then you go back to that spot, they're just hanging around.
Ugh.
When you don't fish an area much, you don't get them.
Joe, your boss Fabian had an interesting 7-gill question on the weekend.
Oh, he did too. He did. Do they have 3 gills on one side and 4 on the other?
I've never counted them.
Is it a total of
Is that a
7?
thing?
Or is it?
7 in a row, I think.
I've never thought about that, Joey.
That's what I said. I stopped and was like, oh.
Yeah.
It's turns
We'll
out
get
it's
back to you
7
on
on
that
it.
one.
No, 7 on each side. We asked our scientist.
They're a 14 giller, really.
Yeah,
Yes.
it's a misleading name actually.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's how that one is. Barrel trip this weekend. Team Born to Fishers asks, are we anyone fishing this weekend?
Maybe get out Sunday,
Beautiful
Monday.
weather.
But yeah,
Sunday, Monday.
depending on a few things. But yeah, we'll see.
Is Lachie single?
Yeah, hit me up.
Well, that's Rob Cartledge. So I'll
Oh, Robbie boy.
I will pass.
Yeah.
Well, he's got your details, so you'll expect a call from
Slide
Rob.
in his DMs.
I've been ignoring his phone calls. Yeah.
Um,
On Grinder or something. It was. Yeah.
a couple of questions about how's the boat, Lachie, the Bass Strait.
Yeah, the boat's gone really well. Yeah, very, very happy with it. It blows our expectations every time we go out in it. Obviously, it's a lot of weight. It's 4.2 ton on the trailer. So yeah, very heavy, but obviously when you're in the water, like weight's everything. So yeah, it's an absolute beast. Does 105k an hour, maxed out. We've had it at so far.
Oh,
Wow.
Beautiful.
Diesel heater.
Diesel heater, very comfortable. Yeah, put a fair bit of extras on it. So yeah, everything we can have hoped for and dreamed of. So yeah, been very impressed with it.
Seems perfect to just bulldoze out of Inverloch
Yeah,
Bar.
hard game fishing. Like you want to go, just pick your speed and fly.
Well, it sounds fun. Maybe we'll get an invite one day, Joe.
Yeah, come out.
Yeah.
No,
Sweet.
actually, it
Let's
does sound
go.
good. That'd be great.
Yeah, done.
All right. Unless anyone has anything else to add, we might wrap this one up. It's been an absolute pleasure. Thanks for coming on, guys.
Thank
You
you.
were
Appreciate
both
having us.
sensational,
Thanks
and
for
we
having us.
enjoyed the retelling of your absolute triumph that you described to us earlier. And it's just been a good all-round Joe show. Well done leading off with Suraj.
My
Next to you
pleasure.
there. I
Good to be back.
I enjoyed watching from afar. I could have watched the whole podcast.
Yeah.
So No, we'll catch everyone on the next one. Thanks for tuning in. If you want to get our end screen up there, Joey, we will finish up. Have a good night, everyone.
Yes, we shall. Here we go.
Thank you.
Good night, everyone. Logging
Good
off.
night.
Sweet dreams.